Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode documenting my progress during Pokemon Sleep. Now, as I said in my channel intro, I am a day one player. I've been playing for over a year now. I already have lots of progress in this game, so I can't really show you that early game time, what that looks like. For that, go to Nerd's channel. He's doing a new series where he's doing free to play, brand new account. You can see the whole progress from start to finish on his channel. But for here, this is what I got, and I'm just going to be showing it off. So, getting into this, here's my account. As you can see, right now I'm on Lapis Lakeside. I have a bit of an abnormal team right now. I'm running 2 Delibirds, actually. Really, for this, I'm just trying, as you can see here, I have 18 of 18 curries, 19 of 19 salads, and 19 of 20 desserts. The only dessert that I need is the final one. I don't know what it's actually called. And I have the cocoa stocked up in the bag, I have the honey stocked up in my bag, and I have the milk stocked up in my bag. The only thing I need left is eggs, so I'm just running this team temporarily to collect eggs so I can get that last thing checkmarked off. So, I've ran a Flareon. I have a pretty good Flareon. I'll show it off. I ran it for some time, so I have enough space in the pot for this lunch. I actually had to miss breakfast to make sure I didn't waste those things because I didn't have enough eggs, but this is an off week between events, so I don't really care too much about my overall strength. Now, getting into my Pokemon. So, if I go in here, we'll actually go to my Pokemon box instead of things. As you can see here, I've got a collection of higher level Pokemon, and as you can see, I've even got a shiny Gardevoir. So I'll just go down the list, and today I'll show off my top 5. Maybe I'll do my next 5 after that. But I'll just go top 5 in RP order, I guess, since that's how the Pokebox has it sorted here. So, top of the line, Gigachu. I nicknamed this one Gigachu because it is one of the best Raichus you will ever see. I mean, you see the Berry Finding Helping bonus. You can't get much better than Berry Finding and Helping bonus and Help Speed M. Getting just those first 3 sub-skills, it's flawless. Invest on a Berrymon. Perfect first 3 sub-skills. Could not ask for more. And even a pretty good nature as well. On Berry Finders, you don't really want too much ingredient finding because that's diluting the berries. So, however, I think that it's not as bad as some people think to have a lot of ingredient finding on berry specialists, because I think if you're smart about using your berry specialist ingredients, then it's not that much of a hindrance, but that's a whole different discussion for another day. This guy, though, has ingredient finding down, and the energy recovery up is really nice in terms of flexibility, being able to swap him or swap her around quite a bit. I love her. I've powered her to level 60. I did that actually just last night after I saw the announcement of the new island that's going to be coming out soon. So, early October. It's exciting. Okay, next one. My Gardevoir. Now, oh, wow. Was not expecting to get this on camera. Okay, apparently I just hit 1,000 hours slept with it, so, yeah. Now this Gardevoir, I'll have to admit, I made some compromises. It's not amazing, and I wouldn't ever recommend investing into a Gardevoir, as you'll see with these stats. It's not the best, but I like the fact that it's shiny, and it was kind of, sort of usable after a certain point, so I decided to invest anyway. However, the sub-skills aren't bad. I got the inventory up L, which actually I found really makes it nice for waking up to 2 procs, waking up to a double proc. Now that they've added that feature, this Gardevoir actually does that quite a bit because it's just got so much inventory that it's working the whole night long, and you wake up and it's got 2 procs waiting for you. Ingredient Finding M, really just nothing. Like, that's nothing for a Skillsmon, especially since I have the Jolly nature, which gives it Ingredient Finding down. But then it's got Skill Trigger M at 50. Now, I will admit, this was Skill Trigger S. I really did invest a lot to try and make this Gardevoir useful. But I'm going to be super happy when level 75 gets released, because Help Speed M is waiting me there. And once it gets there, it'll finally actually proc a decent amount. It already procs a decent amount, shockingly, with just having Skill Trigger M alone and the inventory up L. But when it gets to level 75, I think it'll be pretty good. And also something with energy for everyone Pokemon. Right now, it's important that your energy for everyone Pokemon is the best it can be. It's important that you have a team that's always pretty much topped off, and the only way you really get that is with like the best energy for everyone mon, the best healer. But as time goes on, when we get to level 75 and we get more sub skills unlocked, they're gonna have more frequency as well. They'll be triggering more often, and also we've been promised that they're eventually going to be a level 7 main skill. My prediction is that with level 7 main skill, it's not going to be as important to have the most optimal healer, because at that point, any mediocre healer should be able to keep your entire team topped off. Now, if you're swapping your teams around quite a bit, or trying to like do overhealing things to have guys start at a higher point later on by healing them now during this week and then storing them in the bag for like the next week, there's a bit nice things that you can do with having a stronger healer than what's available through using like a mid-tier healer that just has maxed out skill. But for now, this one's shiny and I like that, so I use it almost all the time, as you can see by the fact that I just today went over 1,000 hours with it. Hey, that means I get more inventory. 52 inventory. So useful. Not really that useful, because it's still, the inventory up makes it stay up all night anyway. Next up, my Gengar. Now, you'll see in my Gengar that its first 3 sub-skills pretty much the same as my Raichu. Now, I did have to invest a sub-skill seed in this guy, but he's got the perfect ingredient list. You want mushrooms. They're the highest value. They are the rarest option. I mean, it's not as rare now that we have Quagsire, and he is outproduced by Quagsire, but it's still the better option in my mind than the herbs. And I've got Help Bonus, Berry Finding S, and Help Speed M on this guy. Now, that's huge, especially since Banette is kind of a mid berry specialist. I'm probably going to get into a deep dive on this later, because I made an entire spreadsheet to actually document kind of which ingredient specialists do well. And Bravini just recently made a video about which ingredient specialists do well with Berry Finding S. And Gengar is one of them. Gengar does really well with Berry Finding S. So, having this combo... Oh, whoops. Having this combo of Help Bonus and Berry Finding S on the Gengar makes it really, really good. And then just added on Help Speed as well. And to top it all off, the Quiet Nature. Ingredient Finding up, XP gains down. Great for finding more of those mushrooms, which is really what you're looking for. The berries are nice, but it's still an ingredient specialist first and foremost. So having that Ingredient Finding up just makes this guy really, really good. And I actually run him alongside my Raichu quite a bit, my Gigachu, with Double Apple, and I have another Raichu that I run quite a bit that I named Zumachu because it gets most of its value from speed. I'll cover him later, but he's got Double Ginger. This is actually what I was planning on running this week. Now, running the Double Ginger Zumachu with the Triple Apple on my other Raichu, with the Mushroom on my Gengar, it's basically like having 3 berry specialists, and they practically cover a meal on desserts. It's really insane. I can make really powerful Neroli's Restorative Tea. It's more of a mid-tier meal, but because it's being made by berry specialists, I find that that's worth a weaker meal for the sake of running berry specialists consistently. Anyway, next guy. I said 5. Next guy is my Feraligatr. Now, this guy... I caught him pretty early on. How early on was this? September 6th. So, back in 2023. It's been a long time coming with this gator. I caught him and was like, wow, when he reaches 50, he'll be amazing. Now, if you don't know, Feraligatr has an oddly high skill trigger rate for Pokemon. So, or for a berry specialist specifically. So, having that skill level up M is kind of nice, actually, especially in combination, in tandem with that sassy nature. main skill chance up, he actually procs a decent amount. He's kind of like a semi-Golduck, but on top of that, he has Help Speed M and Berry Finding S. So he just kicks out a ton of strength. He really carried me through Suicune, but it took him a long time to get to the point of being actually good, because as you can see, that Berry Finding S came in real late, and with the XP gains down, it took a long time to get there. So I'm proud that he's there now, but it was a little bit rough for a while there. I'm glad I got him there before Suicune, though. As you can see, he's level 57 now. All the candies that were sent in by my friends list and by just encountering Totodiles and whatnot during the course of Water Week and the Suicune event, I was able to power level him beyond where I thought he'd be. So that's where he's at. And finally, my Golduck. Now, this Golduck was kind of like a cheap temp investment. He's good, but like he's decent. He's got Speed of Help Up Nature, which is always good on every specialist. I think the community kind of underrates Speed of Help Up on main skill chance, on skill trigger Pokemon, on skill Pokemon and ingredient Pokemon, because people think of it as like a berry finder's dream. They think of this adamant nature as a berry finder's dream, but in reality, Speed of Help Up increases everything. So shouldn't everything want it? Like, obviously, it's not as good. It's not as good as main skill chance up on a Golduck, but it's still a nice little boost. And in tandem with that skill trigger M and then skill level up M to make it cheaper to level up the skill to level 7, I caught him as a Psyduck, so he got one free level from there. He was level 4. I only had to pump 3 main skill seeds into him, which, granted, that is a pretty hefty investment, especially if you're free-to-play. I wouldn't recommend doing anything that you're not planning on using long-term as a free-to-play player. I wouldn't suggest pumping skill seeds into anything you're not going to be using that long-term. But me, as a premium player, I had the skill seeds to spare. He was cheaper because he only took 3 instead of 5. Almost half the cost. Not quite, but... And, yeah. He had Speed of Help Up, skill trigger, and he's even got a little bit of inventory to help later on with double procs overnight. Now, Golduck doesn't really run into that issue since it has such a high proc rate, but oh well. I mostly wanted him by Suicune Week, just to have another thing on top of my Feraligatr to benefit from the water type boosts. So that's kind of where my Golduck came from. So that's really about everything I want to show off in my box today. I guess I can show off my account. I'm currently rank 60. I just hit that on Sunday night. I've slept for 3,369 hours, I guess. I didn't know that till right now, but I've got 445 of the sleep styles unlocked and 128 different Pokemon befriended. So my highest ever drowsy power was 657 million. That was, I believe, during the anniversary event. I just had the right alignment of electric berries, desserts, which I talked about that combo with the Neroli's tea earlier, and there happened to be a good sleep night or a good sleep day right at the end of the week where I had my highest ever record on green grass. So having that multiplied by 3 for the sleep night allowed me to reach that tremendous high of high. But yeah, as you can see, I got a bunch of the badges here. I've reached Master 20 on both Cyan and on Greengrass. Still working on that on Top. Top is my next target. I've got 2 good Typhlosions that I'll be probably using for that, but yeah, that's pretty much it for my account. This has been kind of a day 1 intro, and I hope you have enjoyed. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, and come on back. I would show my lunch, but I'm still awaiting more eggs, so you know what it'll look like. Okay. Thank you. Bye.